is the only thing that survived. Everything else got torn out. Yeah. There was no centered wall. The bathroom was an outhouse in the back corner, in the warehouse. That very back corner, right where the plumbing is on the outside of the building. There was a little outhouse, literally a wood with had a moon in the door and everything. There was an outhouse there, and everything was like pieces of stuff you'd find in an alley that was put together, and light bulbs were hanging off of like one wire, just the light bulbs just hanging there with the chain. You pull the chain, right? Yeah, he'd been in there a long time, but we just went in there and gutted the whole.
Was he a good neighbor at least?
Oh, he was great. Yeah, he was awesome. Yeah, fixed my truck windshields for free. It was great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he was awesome. He still has another location. He just closed this one down.
He's got a couple of.
It was too much.
We still get people that come over.
Yeah,
Like, hey, is
after
flash
55
off?
years, sure. Yeah. But
Jaden. I didn't know that was a French name.
It's not.
It's American, boy.
It is now.
It's just Logan.
Logan.
Yeah.
Let's come check in with Jaden. Boots and shorts, huh?
Yeah, I'm doing some dyno tuning later, so I don't want to burn my vans.
Reapas, huh? 574s?
These are 525s. These are going in a 99 Dyna.
Oh.
So no need to go crazy. We don't want to change. We don't have to change valve springs.
But you do want to get in that cam chest if you have a 99 2000 because of the tensioner.
This thing is like untouched, but we'll give the customer that option. I don't know how much this is going to be a rider.
What is it? A show bike?
Dyna, yeah, it's a show bike for sure. Let's get this stuff out of the way here.
Are you putting that? That's not a grudge box. It's just an overdrive.
Yeah.
Schick speed.
The OD6. Should be getting into this thing. Throwing a mild bolt-in cam. And this is the one that's getting the fairing and all the paintwork. This is a OG Arlen Ness luxury liner is what this is called. So got everything prepped, taken apart. I'll start the cleaning process and then get the transmission in there. I'm waiting on a few things. I gotta get a rear cam sprocket. But yeah, it's a cool bike. A lot of history. It doesn't look like it, but it actually is a Dyna. It's a 99. Actually, it's a FXDX powertrain.
Yeah.
But they polished it. Yeah, they polished the entire drivetrain. They have all the nice, like no longer, it's like impossible to get Arlen Ness covers, rocker box covers. It's got the fancy push rod tubes, cam covers. It's got all the little fancy Arlen Ness pieces in it. So.
Wow. Even the
Oh yeah, and then they got
oil filter.
Like, this is a Dyna motor mount cover. I don't think this was ever a production part. I think they just made these for this. Same with this rear master cylinder. I've never seen one of these in person. So.
How was the transmission when you took it out? Chewed up?
Not at all. He's just looking for less RPMs on the highway. It's a standard 5-speed. It looks like that one point in time they put their door on it, their billet door. So that could go to someone's Dyna that has 1 million miles on it. This thing's brand new. I mean, legitimately, that thing is
untouched.
Excellent condition. So. But yeah, just for some upgrades, things that he wants to do to it.
I love the tube swing arm.
Well, and this pulley brake is pretty loud too.
Wow.
Yeah. So it opens up the whole right side of the wheel, and then the Ness caliper. Pretty nifty.
That is crazy. And these look like the custom Sturgis wheels. The 3-blade, but no, they're different.
I don't. Yeah, I would imagine that they're something that Ness had someone do. I don't know who he was tied to for billet back in, like wheels back in the day. Yeah, this is a Ness part. Like impossible to get.
Right.
Yeah, I mean the original turn signal mirrors. His levers, his controls.
For anyone that
Probably-
was around that era and understood, like, for us new, like for me and my generation, we didn't really, like, I could tell that you could get Arlen Ness parts to like really get rid of that stock Harley look, but this is like next level.
Yeah, this is all the way. This is every single piece in the catalog, plus more, whatever they could do. Like original radius, you know, I know even 10 years ago, we were installing Rad 3, Radius 3 parts. I think this was the original Radius controls. Paul could probably speak to that a little more than me, but like I've never seen these triple trees before. Somebody spent a bunch of time machining at all these pockets and all the shape on the edges of these triple trees. So,
Man, I didn't really appreciate this bike until I just sat and looked at it with you. Like, damn.
yeah, tons of work, tons of polish. It's a custom frame.
I'm saying it's an original DX, but they windowed it. It looks like gusset.
Well, so this is a full one-off frame. This is an actual manufactured Arlen Ness frame. But what I looked at was the original motor number. They had to get a donor from somewhere. They didn't use aftermarket. They used an actual Harley powertrain, and a GJV X is a 99 FXDX. So that must have been their donor for the powertrain. So.
Crazy.
Well, I don't know how many of these are out there, but there can't be many. It's had an aluminum tank. The gas tank it's insane. This thing's 35 years old, and because it's aluminum, it's brand new. It's like the day they put it together and painted it. There's no rust. There's no corrosion. There's nothing in there.
Wow.
So, and it's ultra lightweight. I mean, there's nothing to this. So, and then the rest of the body's fiberglass.
So, and it's a ripper. This thing will move.
Pretty neat.
Good looking bike, Jaden.
Oh, perfect time.
That's right.
Teacher's pet.
Enjoy.
What you getting there, bud?
A Philly cheesesteak sandwich.
Come on.
Custom made.
You got to take a bite while I'm standing here. Yeah, you got to let me see the face. This is Susie's favorite thing.
Phillies are one of my
So
favorite dishes.
I made them last night for her, and Joe and Margie were going to come over the weekend, but it didn't happen. So
It's a big mouth on you.
well said. What?
That's correct.
Isn't that great?
That was amazing. Thank you very much.
Enjoy. You got it done?
Oh, I put something in your refrigerator, yes.
You put something in my refrigerator?
Yeah.
Is it alcoholic?
No, it's for
Cares.
you.
Is it fattening?
Does this guy really want to drink on the job?
All the time. Did you see his bar? I drink too. It gets you through the day better.
Yeah, that's the day.
Susie making an appearance on the vlog?
No.
No!
Come on, Suze.
What just happened?
Come on, Suze.
Oh, nothing.
Oh,
I
nothing?
just finished my cake.
Yeah, we just had our union mandated cake break.
Yeah, baby. I'm gonna take every minute that I can.
Dude, how do you eat with the stash? No mess.
Half it's probably in my mustache.
No, none of it is. That's what I'm saying.
I just mash it in there.
Save it for later.
It just adds to it.
Adds character.
Yeah.
All right, what do we want to say about the cake?
Top tier. It was good. Too much frosting on the end. And I like sugar, but that's too much.
Yeah, I was watching
But-
Jaden was doing this smart thing where he would take a little bit out and then grab cake.
No, it's too much.
Yeah, it's too much work, right?
Yeah, no.
That's what I was thinking. Joe, what did you think of the cake?
Oh, it was great.
We should have more
Buttercream
birthdays.
frosting.
Yeah.
You show up with a Cool Whip frosting or something like generic. Get the fuck out of here.
Beat it.
Buttercream frosting.
Oh yeah.
Make it thick. Make it sugary.
Yeah.
I want that. I want to feel it on my
Yeah.
teeth.
I want it to be gritty,
I want it gritty.
but not that much. I want proportion.
There's pussies everywhere.
Safe for YouTube, you are not. I'll be chopping that out.
Yeah, just redact.
You know what else is good? Nothing Bundt cake.
Oh yeah.
The red velvet is. This is the only place
Bomb.
I eat red velvet.
Bomb. But they're like this big, aren't they?
Well,
Yeah.
Can you get normal size?
Full size Bundt cake, but they're not. I don't think they're as good as the little minis.
Jack, what'd you think of the cake?
Fuck you.
Jamie,
Yes, sir.
how's the cake?
It was super fantastic, man.
Super fantastic.
Yeah,
What are we doing over
Happy
here?
birthday.
Thanks, dude.
Shipping out some monkey bars, man.
Nice.
Yeah, I got a nice order.
So whenever you order anything, Jamie ships it out. So be nice to Jamie. How Paul literally just, I was sitting there talking to him and he's like, hold on, I have an idea. And then he went and grabbed these.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go talk to Logan. We're gonna put this in the FXR.
He has so much stuff in his toolbox. Like, just random stuff. And these are cool. They still fit.
Yeah.
I can't believe Jack told me to fuck off.
What do you mean? He hates the camera.
Yep. Not his favorite thing. Not your favorite thing.
It's not my favorite thing. I need to have content. I don't have. Yeah, so I just did a quick fit. They want you to look at some clearance scenarios, which it looks like ours are pretty good. Basically, when you're putting one of these in, you have larger gears all throughout, so they're worried about how close this is to the case. And then there is an additional shift fork. There's 4 shift forks rather than 3 to get that extra gear, and then an additional shift pin. So we're just kind of laying things out. I just cleaned the transmission. Got the main drive gear installed with the new bearing. We'll be installing the seal, and then we'll put the countershaft bearing in, and then we'll start that assembly. So, I think it's countershaft time.
Countershaft.
Yeah, which I have the bearing currently in the freezer. It's kind of tricky to do. Yeah. Just gonna try to get this case a little warmer.
Safety first.
Always. Can't hear titties.
Do you watch the vlogs with your wife?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. do you proofread them before you let her watch them?
No. She'll laugh. She'll get a laugh out of it. She knows my humor. This will just help ease installation.
So for those that don't know, you freeze the bearings to get them to contract a little bit, heat it up to get it to expand.
Expand in the case as much as I can.
So this is a press fit bearing?
This is tight. Yep, these are tight. And you really don't want any bore scoring. I want it just to install to the depth that I'm going to go flush, and then everything cools to the same temperature, and it should be a tight press fit. Put in before. Pre-oiled. Once I get this going.
You're good. You got an 1/8.
We just want to go flush, or he said up to 30 thousandths below.
A little more. Like almost there. $23.
Yeah, so this is plenty acceptable. A little bit more.
A little tippy tappy.
I don't even think it moved.
I think you got a little.
Yeah, that's what I would do. About 15. Perfect. That is countershaft bearing installation.
Where'd you get that tool?
Made it right here in our machine shop. Just, I mean, Jim's makes wonderfully nice, expensive tools, and when you have the capability to make something that's just aluminum scrap, half hour later you can install it just the same. I got a couple that I made. Dual transmission drawer. Like, this is actually the 6-speed. This holds the case, bagger, and softtail, and then this is the 6-speed countershaft bearing. So basically, you can support the case in the press the bearing out. And so I had made this a long time ago, and then I needed it for 5-speed. So same.
Do you have the Jim's bearing remover though?
No, you use the same tool to remove.
Other side.
Yep. I mean, you make a bunch of stuff as you go. I mean, I do have factory,
Extractors.
5 and 6-speed Harley transmission tools. So, but a lot of times you make stuff.
And what is the next step on the transmission now?
I'll be setting up the shifter, the Paul, the adjuster, the Paul adjuster. I'll put some seals in, and then we'll get this cassette put in, make sure our clearances are good. Next order of business, I have you install the shifter Paul adjuster, and then we'll be putting in some seals and snap rings and kind of the other things that we need to do before the cassette goes in. And the cassette, we're just going to kind of measure to see if we have clearance on some of these gears, because we're stuffing an extra one in there.
Brother, we'll go wherever you want.
Let's
This is your ship to steer.
let's let Jesus take the wheel. Let me go grab this display.
All right, you are oil changed, gas full.
Sweet.
I'm not going to load the truck yet because I got to go get the boys.
Okay.
We'll load it as soon as they are departed, and you will be on your way.
Perfect.
Where are you going?
I am going to Born Free. The Born Free show. Where is it? Silverado?
Silverado Canyon outside
Canyon.
of San Diego.
Yeah, I should interview you. You know what's going on. Holy Moses, dude.
What you got there?
This is a display for our new saddlebag support system for the new ST bags that flop around, but this fixes it.
And it deletes that. Just we're gonna have them installed on a bike out there.
Well, I mean, there might be bikes that are
There's-
there that have them on there because we've sold
A shit ton of it.
a pretty good amount of them. I'm pretty stoked on that.
Joe came up with a pretty good idea here, and they've been selling like hotcakes.
Don't tell everybody.
I tell everybody. I'm proud of you, Joe. This is a good product. If your product sucks, I'm going to tell everybody too. I'm going to say that's a dumb product from Joe.
Thanks.
Whose idea was this?
This guy.
Joe's
Joe. What does Joe do? What a dumb idea. No, this is a super cool idea.
Yeah.
And people are super happy with it. And they're made here, which is awesome.
We love that.
We love that. And we got them in stock, which is even better.
Not only are they made in the USA, they're in stock.
They're not only made in the USA, they're made right here in Phoenix, Arizona.
Bingo.
Like 100% from tip to tail right here in Phoenix, Arizona. Like, we use local supply chain
Do it all.
right down the street, fabricate everything here, box it all up. Boxes come from Arizona. Well, I don't know if the boxes come from Arizona.
Where
but
is the
company-
corrugated paper from?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, all of the shipping material comes from a local supply house, so it's not like we're not getting boxes from Uline, like we're getting boxes from a Phoenix, Arizona company. We're getting all of our packaging material from Phoenix, Arizona.
We're doing it. This is a cool product. We're proud of this one. And I'm proud of Joseph for coming up with it. I don't know why I'm carrying this all the way over there, though.
Me either.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's heavy.
It's not light.
No. I'm gonna put it right here. Right next to all the other stuff that nobody knows what to do with. This corner. So, today we're loading up the truck, bringing Paul's FXR to the Invited Builders Show, put on by San Diego Customs, Chip and Mikey, Performance Chopper Show. Yeah, can you get that? Sorry. I will be leaving here at, I said noon. I told Paul 11 because that means 2 to him. He just now got the oil change. We'll load up the truck when Jaden gets here, which again, it'll be 2 o'clock by the time I leave. And
Right in time for traffic, baby.
yeah, just what I was trying to avoid. But until then,
What's up, boys?
the guys are over here killing it as always.
Yeah, you run a tight ship over here.
I do. Keep these guys busy. It's the trike just over here. We just keep them rolling. That's a hot items, new trikes, old trikes. We got it all. We're just finishing up the molds for the new Street Glide 3 molds. That was our latest one. We had to make some changes to some molds, so we just did that. Poncho's finishing that up today. Rogelio, he sprays and makes trikes, and he does it all. And Robert makes them all look pretty. Robert's got some new, he makes them look pretty with the titties. He's working on,
This was in our last vlog,
this was in the last vlog. This is the first one. I'm still gonna make some changes. We have some silicone plugs that we're gonna try. Because
the first one out of the mold.
this is, yep.
Nice, dude.
So I made some fiberglass plugs that go in the mold and they work, but the finish work on them, there's just little chips where the gel coat went around the plug and it makes it kind of tough. So Robert said, I don't want to do this on every set. And I said, I agree, because that's going to suck.
Put my foot down.
Yeah, I said.
Putting it down.
He said, nah. So we are going to make some silicone plugs today. And Robert will pour those tomorrow when I'm out of town. And on Monday, we'll try to use them. And hopefully they work. So we're hoping. We got ideas.
Jaden, it's reassembled.
Yep, I did a little bit of Baker drivetrain install yesterday. So this is an OD6, which is really nice to get the RPMs down on the highway. This is an earlier Dyna, so she's already screaming in 5th gear. Add some power, add some comfort. This is a nice bike. It's OG Arlen Ness. I guess this was one of his personal bikes that he built for himself. So we'll finish up the Baker, and then we'll put a set of fueling 525. We're gonna be putting fueling 525 Reaper cams in this. It's a bolt-in cam. It's just enough for this 88-inch to bump it up a little more horsepower and torque. You'll be able to feel it. It's a light bike, so anything will help. I'm gonna check the run out today.
Cool.
I only have cams so far. I'm waiting on the rear gear. It's been a long time since I've worked on a 99, and when I ordered the stuff, I just grabbed the cams the customer wanted. But I forgot that 99s had this 1 year non-splined keyway type camshaft, and nobody ever really made camshafts like this. They just converted it to 2000 and later. So kind of rare.
It is a one-off year.
Yep.
And they also had issues with the tensioner, chain tensioner, right?
Yeah, these tensioners, you got to think about all the chain tension that's constant, or the pad is constantly pushing against the chain. Well, after that bike's hot and you stop riding it and there's no oil flow, these tensioners just melt into the chains and eventually they wear through and break. This bike is pretty fresh. I don't think this thing has more than maybe 3,000 miles on it. We don't know the history. I mean, the speedometer is aftermarket, so you don't know. But it's not an everyday bike. It's more of a show bike. And the guy owns multiple motorcycles, so rather than changing everything, spending a bunch of money, he's doing other stuff. We're adding the luxury liner saddlebags, the luxury liner fairing, bunch of fab work, bunch of paint correction. So this is one of those bikes that's rarely going to be ridden, but it'll be shown off. You know, he'll bring it to shows, bring it to events.
It's definitely a good bit of history.
Absolutely.